Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we're talking about a topic that impacts our relationships, our communities, and our sense of justice: fairness. We've all heard the phrase, life isn't fair, but that doesn't mean we can't be fair. Fairness is a core value that shapes how we treat others, how we expect to be treated, and even how we see the world. So let's dive into what fairness really means, why it's so important, and how we can apply it to our everyday lives. Fairness is about treating people in a way that's just balanced and free of favoritism. It's not necessarily about giving everyone the same thing, but about giving everyone what they need to succeed or thrive in. In some cases, fairness means equal opportunities. In others, it might mean providing extra support where it's needed most. The key is that fairness is rooted in respect and doing what's right, even when it's not easy to do. Think about moments when you felt something was just a little unfair. Maybe you were overlooked for a promotion, or maybe someone took credit for your work. Those moments stick with us because fairness is deeply tied to our sense of justice. Hey, that happened to me, or I was slighted. We all want to be treated fairly, and when we feel we're not, it shakes our trust in others. So why does fairness matter so much? So for starters, fairness builds trust. When people know they're being treated fairly, they're more likely to cooperate and contribute and feel safe in the process. This is true in personal relationships, workplaces, schools, and even larger venues like towards common goals. Fairness also strengthens our sense of integrity. When we strive to be fair, we're not just looking out for ourselves, we're taking others into account. It means we're willing to listen, to compromise, and to recognize when something isn't right. Fairness requires empathy and understanding. And it's one of the building blocks of a just and equitable society. But here's the kicker. Being fair isn't always easy. Life is complicated, and sometimes fairness feels like a moving target. You might find yourself in a situation where what seems fair to one person doesn't feel fair to another. Or maybe you're in a position of authority, like a manager, a leader, or a parent even. And you have to make tough calls that balance different needs and perspectives. So how do you navigate that? First, remember that fairness is not the same as giving everyone exactly the same thing. It's about understanding context. It's about listening to people's experiences, recognizing where inequalities exist, and doing what you can to level the playing field. Fairness requires patience and sometimes difficult conversations, but it's worth it because it builds trust and respect in the long run. Another challenge? Sometimes fairness means making decisions that aren't popular. You might have to hold someone accountable, set boundaries, or redistribute resources in a way that some people just don't agree with. But as long as your decision is rooted in fairness and equality, you can stand by it with integrity. So let's talk about how we can practice fairness in our daily lives. One of the simplest ways is to listen. Fairness starts with understanding different perspectives and recognizing that everyone's situation is unique. When you take the time to listen, you can make more informed and compassionate decisions. Next, be mindful of your own biases. It's easy to think we're being fair when we're actually favoring people who are only like us. Whether it's friends or coworkers or people who share our own opinions, fairness requires us to step back and ask, am I being objective in this? Am I treating everyone with the same level of respect and consideration? Recognizing your own biases is the first step towards overcoming them. Another key to fairness is transparency. Be clear about why you're making certain decisions, especially when those decisions affect other people. When people understand your reasoning, even if they don't agree with every decision, they're more likely to feel respected and valued. The impact of fairness is huge. When we practice fairness, we create environments where people feel respected, valued, and motivated to contribute. Whether it's at work, in our families, or within our communities, fairness builds trust and creates stronger connections. It leads to more collaboration, less conflict, and a sense of unity. And let's not forget, fairness isn't just about big decisions. It shows up in the small ones too, the small moments. It's how we treat the cashier at the store, or the waitress or the waiter, how we respond to feedback, how we handle everyday disagreements. These moments add up, and they shape the kind of world we are creating. So whether it's in your relationships, your workplace, or your community, fairness is something we all can and should be striving for. It's not always easy, and sometimes it requires real effort, but the results are worth it. So thank you guys for watching, and if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe. Let me know down in the comments what fairness means to you, and how do you practice it in your everyday life. I'd love to hear your thoughts, and until next time, stay fair, stay kind, and keep striving for justice.